House of the Dragon season 3, episode 8, the season finale, and just these plain words were spoken. Make sure I don't look like a monster. And that was not it. They made Aemon and Aegon look like a hero when they come back. It was the worst planned battle ever. Nothing went right. 2 dragon seas went crazy. And I guess they turned, apparently. Daemon got whipped by Sir Warles. He got his ass beat. He got saved by the dumbass oath. You just lost after seeing his wife, and some of us know that story. Tumbleton is basically destroyed. Vhagar at the end finally coming back was badass, and Helaena jumped out of the same window that somebody else jumped out of. Huh?
Because remember, they're going to look for Vhagar.
They kind of didn't they show me then?
No, that was Vermithor. That was. I was gonna say because that'll be a plot point for the next season is them going to find Vhagar for Aemon. But no, that was Vermithor that was there when Hugh was in the city.
Oh yeah, and of course, like I said, Helaena jumps out the same window. This thing is not real, by the way, but I saw this before the show came out because people knew what happened in it. And Darren's gone. Omen's left for Rhaenyra. It's all bad. It's all bad for everybody in this whole show. And of course, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna break it down. I am your host, Del May. The one next to me is the legend himself, the Afro Coming 765. You know that story?
You already know your local neighborhood scumbag here to get folks a daily dose of dirtbag. Same gimmick, different day, all gas, no breaks, cold hard hot takes, and everything that comes with it. Here to talk about some good old hot D for the last time this season.
Yeah. So we start the show from last episode. Y'all know what happened in it. A bunch happened.
I was gonna say, even though we didn't do a review on the last episode, y'all watched the
Sheep still got jumped.
Y'all know what happened.
Yeah, Sheep still got jumped, a bunch of other stuff. But this episode starts off with Rhaenyra's descent because rumors have gotten back that Aegon is not dead and neither is Sunfyre. And she loses it in this whole episode to the point it turned Daemon on. He was like, that smile he had when she started speaking on Valerian and started
yeah,
and he like, oh, she's like, I will murder by myself.
He's like, we can get to killing shit.
I will murder everybody. I'll have his head on the pike. And Daemon like, yeah, this that shit. Like,
that's his bag, brother.
What I'm saying,
blood and fire.
And then when he was like, I like this. And she was like on a rampage, Afro. She out here came out. She put that crown on. That's the omen from earlier in the episode. You had all kind of different situations. That's how it looked when she came. And I was like, okay, we seen it. It took Aegon returning to challenge her, but we seeing it now. Which, bro, she did so much in the episode. She forced Helaena to eat. She had Alan, we're gonna talk about earlier, stab a priest. He like, this will be punishable by God. He like, I don't give a fuck.
Nigga, you're the only nigga of old Valeria.
She went outside and told everybody. She told everybody the story her father told, which was supposed to only be for the next generation. She told everybody. She went out there. I'm the prince that was promised. She out here led to us, leading to Helaena, what she been weaving the whole season of the scene I just showed y'all. By the way, again, I showed to y'all again.
Yeah,
which led to this, which is the crown with nothing but blood around her and bodies. Because of course she's gonna be next season. She's gonna be really interesting. It goes back to the video I'm working on, in which we talk about, in which I'm working on TV theory, in which we talk about the psycho women of Game of Thrones. Is they are not respected until they're psycho. So we're gonna break that down. But Afro, Rhaenyra's descent broke down a lot of it. How you feel about
it? It's been done really well. Like you get from the highs of the beginning of this season of her finally getting what she wanted. She's finally back on the Iron Throne. And then just this whole season was the descent into darkness, yo. Just bad thing after bad thing happens, and we watch as it stacks up on top of her and just pushes her deeper down this dark rabbit hole. So I mean, it was very well done, and I'm intrigued. Even though we'll probably be waiting a year, maybe almost 2 years for the next season, I'm
I
intrigued
think they
to
got a
see
movie next
where.
year, so I think it's 2 years. I think they got the King Aegon movie.
Yeah. So either way, I'm intrigued to see where it goes. But Rhaenyra's descent into being this evil thing, it has been so well done. Like, because it's all understandable. Like, you can only have so many bad days before you're just a bad person. And that's basically what we're seeing with Rhaenyra, is just the culmination of bad day after bad day after bad day, making her a bad girl.
And by the way, people will want to say, by the way, I see the memes and I agree. Rhaenyra has not been a good queen. She's overwhelmed a lot of times. We had a whole episode making fun of. But it's Viserys' fault because he had her drinking tea instead of teaching her shit. It's also his fault he didn't teach Aegon shit. I mean, he picked her and then Aegon didn't learn that. And Otto was making plays instead of teaching them something. So Otto was trying to make plays because he's like, I'm gonna run the kingdom behind y'all back. But Aegon got rid of him because he didn't want nobody telling him what to do. So now ain't nobody know how to run the kingdom. And so it's basically Viserys' fault that no one knows what to do in situations.
Yeah.
Because if y'all go back to the first season, she was like, "Hey, teach me how to run the kingdom." You said I'm gonna be the queen in the future. And he was like, "No, you can be around and serve tea."
I mean, but most heirs are cupbearers. That just is what that is.
Yeah, but he kind of made her more of a maid than Aegon. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So she was overwhelmed by a lot of stuff. So I get it. She has not been a good queen. Neither was Aegon, and the world seemed to know it, which is why we get what we get at the end. But we got also into a descent. Mysaria, she getting kicked out by her lover, Rhaenyra. I kind of get it, but I still don't quite get why she kicking out. I think she want to keep her safe. But I did break this in my notes. I have to say, listen, Daemon missed out on that threesome. He could have had a crazy ass threesome.
He did. But
ex-wife and wife.
I was gonna say it would have been, your ex-wife and your wife.
They already kissed.
I mean, I don't know, brother.
Everybody in this situation kiss each other.
Somebody could have ended up being stabbed. And not in a fun way.
And he never closed the deal though. But listen, it was out there. She also spiteful because there's no way she just walked up to Helaena and told her straight up that, hey,
that bitch
got a boy. You got a boy, so you know what she gonna do. You think she gonna tell you the truth? Which basically led her to jumping off the building. That also we talk about the same window Tommen jumped off after Cersei when she blew up the whole. It's the same window.
Sorry, Seth.
Yeah, so it's the same exact window, which I like. I like that thing. By the way, about the Helaena situation, because this is the time I want to talk about it. I want to get your thoughts on it. People complain. I promise you about this. Y'all complain when they do what the book says. Jumped out a window and impaled. Y'all complain about Christian Cole get shot with the arrow. It's exactly how it happened in the book. Y'all complain about it. So then y'all complain it don't follow the book, but when they follow the book, you complain about it. The only thing it didn't do was have right before, which people say George R. R. Martin was mad about. They didn't have them rip the baby Maelor out of her stomach. We already had that point. To please Rhaenyra, they didn't just go and find and rip the baby out of stomach, which I don't think HBO was going to do.
Why they didn't go through a whole bunch to show her extra pregnant, so they could avoid that scene.
Yeah, I don't think the HBO Max want them to just rip a baby out of the womb just to please Rhaenyra, because they have done a lot to try to improve Rhaenyra's image and give her. Because in the book, let's be honest, a lot of people this show made way better, and we're gonna talk about two of them later. But Alicent and Rhaenyra is way better than they are on this show than they are in the book. Ormond and Gawain, which we're gonna talk about later, those two are way better than they are in the book.
Agreed.
Because Rhaenyra was just like, she's a crazy bitch who did shit.
But
Alicent she's a lawyer.
About it every episode though. This was the difference that you were going to get.
Yeah.
Where the book was not a first-hand account of these events. The show is a first-hand account of the events. So there were going to be these differences.
But my rant was strictly y'all complain about when it happened like the book. Y'all complain when it don't happen like in the book. Like, I don't know how you win.
Yeah, but
and by the way, I said this, y'all keep bragging about the 7 Kingdoms. I started watching it. It's actually really great. You meet
Yeah.
Egg and all them, and which y'all know who Egg is if you watched. I don't want to spoil if you ain't watched, but you meet certain people, and it's very good. By the way, it's way better than the book. This is way, but that actually has a book to run off of, just like Game of Thrones have an actual book to run off. This is a 150-page poem.
Yeah,
that would have been one season if you just did it straight off the book, because there's no way 150 pages. Because people talk about the Odyssey. Odyssey is an 800-page poem. Very different.
very.
Afro, what you think about all I just said about Miss Arya, Helaena, and the random people complaining?
It made sense in the end to me, because obviously I think Rhaenyra's trying to be like, oh, I care about you, so I'm going to get you out of here. But also at the same time, she's realizing that as stuff is going to I feel like anyways, as stuff is going to get increasingly crazy and dangerous, she is going to need Daemon a lot more than she might need her Master of Whispers or Mistress of Whispers, if you will. So I feel like it was just sort of her trying to be like, oh, I don't want to burn this bridge with my lesbian lover, but at the same time, she could make it difficult for me to have Daemon do what I need Daemon to do in the days coming forward. So like, and Miss Arya just fucking, she was a bit bitter about it, and we saw how that turned out for Helaena.
Yeah. It did not happen like this though, but that would have been crazy.
No.
It did like that.
That would have been, that would have been funny.
I'm the Prince of Promise. That would have been crazy. But like I said, but Afro, that line, our father would hate you for this.
Yeah.
Rhaenyra hit he did nothing to prevent it. I said, see, that's my point. He didn't teach us shit. He did nothing to prevent none of this. This whole thing is called Vicious wouldn't make a decision. Well, because he wanted to keep his family together, because they all was.
We could say that, but it's also, this is Alicent's fault too.
Alicent made plays, true. But Viserys never nipped it in the bud. Viserys never nipped it in the bud.
Never forget, Viserys was on his deathbed thinking he was talking to Rhaenyra, and Alicent just went with what she thought was going on. And that's how we really got
He could have nipped this in the bud years before. He could have picked somebody openly. If he go out and announce to everybody, if he announced that this is my heir 100%.
Made the heir for a day, joke, if Daemon hadn't made the heir for a day.
Yeah. But then, which lead to, like I said, Vicious. And then, Helaena, like, fuck you, sister. You ugly. Your whole family ugly. Your kids ugly. Everything you like. All because she was telling her a story about the field that Alicent went to later. And she was like, it's so beautiful. And he's like, you don't care. And Rhaenyra like, I fake like I care. I got stuff to do.
But she was right. King's Landing is a very ugly place, Whether it's in this time and
Daemon ugly
House of the Dragons or 150 years from then in Game of Thrones, King's Landing is a nasty and ugly place.
Your kingdom ugly, your man ugly, your kids ugly, you ugly, your daddy ugly. That way he look like that.
Also her dad.
That way he look like that. Up here, not caring. By the way, I do want to say this before we get on to the next part. Baylor, baby girl, you are 100% lying. That's 100% on Corliss, because she basically called out Rhaenyra, talking about, oh, it's your fault that my dad left. I'm like, no, she told him to come with her and handle business, and he was like, fuck all that. You didn't give my bastard kids a play. So I'm finna run into the river. I'm finna run out and do my own thing. So which is 100% his
He
fault.
was hurting pirates from the Triarchy, brother.
That wasn't his job. No. That wasn't his job. That was crazy.
Somebody had to do it.
But yeah. Oh, Afro, they hit the line, Afro. It was funny. I'm alive.
Yeah.
Hell, Aegon slapped the shit out of him. I'm alive.
Hey, he gotta get that in while he can, yo, because we all know Aegon ain't beating Aemon in a dragon fight, in a sword fight, in a nothing fight.
Yo, Sunfyre drove in that building in Harrenhal, crazy shit all sideways and shit. You gotta remember, he just came back alive. He ain't quite got it down yet. He ain't quite got it down yet, Afro. He's still a little bit drunk from being dead for like.
I was gonna say that nigga only got half a face. What do you expect?
Yeah, he can't see good. He just playing sideways.
He ain't got no fucking depth perception, yo.
He just flew in sideways through the wall.
Nigga got one eye. He ain't got no fucking depth perception.
Flying sideways and shit. Hey, Aemon got an interesting. Hey, I want to know your thoughts on this because this is different from the book too. Aemon got an interesting character arc. He got admitting his faults and admitting to Aegon he a piece of shit and that he jealous of him and the whole story. And he asked to forgive him, which led to Aegon saying, "Okay, you get my kingdom back. I forgive you, brother." He's
like, "Yeah, nigga, we got to go find your fucking dragon, though."
Because they got multiple dragons, but gonna come out interesting later. But and he said he's gonna marry Alice, which I'm gonna talk about in a minute. But
yeah,
yo, how do you like this character arc? Because in the book, he's on a rampage right now with Vhagar, killing everybody in the river.
I think that this is another one of those changes from the book that it's necessary. You know what I mean? If you're going to use the character of Aemon in the way that it looks like they're going to use him, you sort of have to have this redemption arc for it to make sense. Even though, like, if we're gonna keep it a stack, Aemon was right, kinda. Aegon was a horrible king, and like
Littlefoot told him that. He a bitch without a dragon. If he's without a dragon, he's kind of a bitch.
It was like, nigga, you're not just like a bad king. You're just like a bad person altogether. So
yeah,
I mean, but I like it. I think it's necessary, and fucking you gotta be able to, if you're going to have these characters do things they didn't do in the book, which once again, the book was not enough source material for 4 seasons of a show, because we know there will
be a season and a half, probably 12 episodes.
Maybe 2 seasons. But like I said, it wouldn't be as fun to watch because you'd be getting it from the perspective of people that you don't care about at all.
Yeah.
So I think that this whole character arc with Aemon, him trying to find redemption from his brother who's come back from the dead, I think that it'll play well. I think it'll be really good, honestly. I think sometimes it's okay to deviate from the source material as long as you're doing it in a way that benefits the story as a whole. And I feel like this will.
Yeah. By the way, we learned something I just mentioned now. Who is Alice Rivers? That's a question most people are asking this finale. We revealed that she might be, because the story she told, the immortal century-old sorceress, potentially the ancient wife of Helaena Black, who basically can't leave, who is cursed to remain bound to Harrenhal after ancient magic failed to save her children from the dragon flame. Which I was like, the book never talked about.
Yeah, I was gonna say we never got into like everyone. Obviously, if you've read the books, you've heard the story of Helaena the Black, and fucking Aegon came and roasted everyone in his castle, and fucking Aegon the Conqueror, folks. Aegon the Conqueror.
The one they're doing a movie about.
I would say fucking Aegon and his sister wives, Rhaenyra and Visenya. Shout out to Visenya, the original writer of Aegon.
That's another Aegon. I keep forgetting it.
Yeah. Aegon the Conqueror is the one that burned down Black Hair, and well, that scorched hair.
He is there. He is. He's going to 100% be turned up. She's about to be a mother.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, you got kids? I like that."
Yeah, so now she's bound because she wanted to save her family, and she told this story, which made her closer to Aemon, and he called her, "Oh, that's my bride to be." So I'm like, okay. I'm thinking she's pregnant. Or finna be pregnant. She should be like got inseminated just then.
I was gonna say we'll see how much time passes in universe from season 3 to season 4. That I wouldn't be surprised if we start season 4 with her being swole up and with child, but we'll see.
If they do that, that mean Aegon and Aemon took over. What's his name?
I think season four will probably be this final season. I don't think we're gonna get a fifth season out of this because I went back and I've been looking through the book again. Fucking Daemon and Aemon only fight once. It's just that fight is mentioned like 3 different times by 3 different people throughout the book.
Yeah.
So there is only the one fight over the God's Eye. It's just mentioned multiple times.
That is true. He do love, he got mama. And she tried to end him. My boy flirted with her and she gave him poison. Even my mother.
Yep.
But
hey, Loki, that's what you get for trying to fuck on your moms, B. That's crazy.
They need to advertise Matt Smith. Yeah, Matt Smith has been amazing. He's probably one of the best in this show.
But
we're gonna talk about this in a minute.
You can't never complain about Doctor Who riding a dragon. He was the best Doctor Who at that, and I stand by that. The sixth,
they said season 4 is the last episode, is the last season.
Okay, that makes sense then.
So we're gonna get a time skip because some people, Aegon, the little Aegon, got to come back.
Yeah,
from overseas.
The bets will come on whether the battle over the God's Eye will be earlier or later in the season. I like to think it'll probably be like
episode 3 type thing.
Yeah, let's say somewhere in there. But that'll be a heavy episode because if they do it the way they do it in the books, that'll be the end of fucking Daemon and Aemon.
Yeah. Unless they decide to make them a walker.
Yeah.
Which everybody been having that theory forever. But I'm like, I don't know how they would get that far north, but still.
Yeah, I was gonna say the God's Eye is a very long way away from the wall, folks. Like,
I don't like that.
Very,
I would not.
Very.
Unless but no, old boy passed away. Can't say that. No, he passed away. I'm gonna say, old boy.
Yo, he just flies off to be gay with Rhaenyra. Is crazy.
By the way, I do want to ask you this because we want to talk about that. Do you understand Alan? Because I know he always want to be noticed, and it's the first time like Rhaenyra really depending on him right now. He's feeling that shit. Even Adam called him out for it. He even killed the priest for him, bro.
I think what it is, is that fucking Alan is just a role player, brother. That nigga plays his position, bro, and that's what he prides himself on. He does what's needed of him. That's a dutiful nigga right there, and I think that's what it is. He prides himself on doing what needs to be done for whoever he's doing it for.
His niece is
yeah. It's hey, listen, that's still his niece, nigga. Don't forget. You over here, oh, she's such a catch. That's still his niece, brother. That's still his niece. I'm still pissed off we finally took I thought black people were gonna make it out of this without having to take the incest charges. But no.
Yeah, it's a lot in this show. Moonbeam was looking Saturday at the lineage and she got so confused reading. I'm like, yeah, because it got like your uncle meeting your granddaughter meeting with the Targaryen. So I was like, yeah, you gonna get real confused watching this. Yeah, see, Daemon and Rhaenyra. So we're gonna get into this.
But it's different when it's niggas.
Yo, Daemon, I mentioned this earlier. Yo, Daemon got his ass whooped by Sir Roxton. He called him a baby.
But you gotta remember, he had already been murking. He had been fighting through the whole city at that point.
Sir Roxton did too.
No, not like Daemon was.
He marked like 4 people.
That nigga was. What do you mean? That nigga was running around with Ormond looking for Ulf half the time.
Everybody look, but he beat the shit out of like 3 people looking for him.
That nigga was. Look, he got the ups on Daemon after Daemon had already been slugging it out.
Bro, he got his ass whooped.
No, yo, y'all ain't. I'm not gonna let you do my nigga Daemon T like that. Yo, that's crazy.
He said, "Babe killer," and then went to work.
After Daemon had already spun the block and maxed.
He had my boy seeing ghosts. My man had the earring. He was looking around like, "Oh shit." Christian Cole didn't have him like that. What you mean?
Look, if he was taking on a fresh Daemon, he'd have been cooked, yo.
Yo, it ain't the first loss he had. He only had 2 losses in this show. The first one was to Cole, and the second one was to Sir Roth. Sir Roth a big boy, though. I don't blame that. That's a big boy.
That ain't no little nigga. Any nigga running around with the Zweihander ain't no little nigga.
Yo, listen, my boy, listen, Daemon, I gotta give you props though. You went up like 100-pound weight class. You like in light heavy, you like in like featherweight. That man is in super heavyweight, and you said, all right, don't worry about it. Hey, he got saved by Ulf dumbass though, doing just random shit.
Yeah, that nigga Ulf was just pissed off altogether. He ain't had nothing to do, yo. This nigga fell asleep on the shitter while everyone was dying around him.
It wasn't cheap. It's still a loss. It counted.
It was a cheap shot though.
It was a cheap shot, but it counted. They counted.
It was a cheap shot.
They counted
to sneak my nigga. Niggas don't be giving my nigga. Look, if you notice, every time Daemon is lost, look, anytime my nigga Daemon T gets a fair one, that nigga puts shit down, belt the ass. Niggas gotta sneak my nigga DT, or they gotta fucking catch that nigga after he's already done squabbed the whole fucking mob of niggas. That's the only way to get in the
after Ulf messed up and got him away from Roth and saved his life, because he was done. After he said he went out there and whooped 30 people after. To Carter's like, hey, bro, we lost. We gotta get the fuck out of here. Which, by the way, let's go over some of the stuff that happened. Ormond, we know he a piece of shit, and he put the kids up there. And we saw Daemon talk about Tubman is the only human being in this whole place right now.
Hey, shout out to my nigga. I can't never remember his name, but the old Stark nigga. He out here bitch smacking children with axes. Is crazy, yo.
We gonna talk about this.
He hit that nigga with the back of his axe. I was like, damn.
That little kid hit him. Y'all, that little kid hit him with the little thing. He said, what? I said, okay, my boy's unhinged. And he meant it too.
But he also got what he wanted. Niggas forget he was going into this fight to die.
He did.
He brought all the old niggas with him because they was ready to go.
He just slapped the kid with the back. I was like, oh, by the way, he not the only Tully the only human being on this whole war front right now. Because like I said, Ormond, he know Daemon crazy. He put him in front of y'all gotta stop defending that. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. But
Daemon told them kids to move.
He did, and they didn't. He like move or you saw it.
All of them but 2 moved. It ain't his fault that them 2 kids didn't want to move.
Well, let's talk about it. I was gonna go for this later. But Dustin said he stuck that sword up Ormond's ass. Which is also a joke, by the way, from 2 episodes ago with Gwen.
Yeah.
Like, how do you like that? Hey, Ormond can fight though if he wasn't such a pussy with blood.
Yeah, I was gonna say if that nigga wasn't such a delicate flower, yo.
He can fight
but
though.
Old Stark was in there fucking that nigga was a dog. That nigga was a dog. Hey, he lost his arm and still got it done. And that nigga met Dragonfire with open arms. Yo,
my man stuck his sword right up his ass, and like that's how
he did.
But let's talk about it because we just talked about Dragonfire. Of course, Ulf is unreliable. Y'all defend anybody. Ulf is a piece of shit, and y'all know he was drunk. He was on both sides, and everybody was like, "Where Ulf at? He got a big ass dragon. Like the dragon just here. He just drunk somewhere." And
poor Silverwing just got a shitty rider. Yeah,
Ormond is out here looking for him because he's supposed to betray them. Daemon's looking for him because he's supposed to be on their side, and they're like, "What the fuck is Ulf?" That's like throughout the whole episode. Where's Ulf? He's a drunk. Y'all gotta stop defending people. It tell me a lot about y'all if y'all defend.
That nigga was drunk,
tell me a lot about you.
Out on the fucking toilet.
He did choke out Queen. He did.
Yeah.
He was on the toilet, passed out drunk. They find him. Ormond gave him a head kick to the head and told his ass to get out there. So Ulf is pissed off. But I will give you this. His dumb ass came out there with that dragon, took work, and said, "Fuck you too."
He was like, I'm gonna hit the Queens niggas, and he was like, and fuck Tumbleton too. Fuck the high towers. Fucking, I'm so tired of niggas treating me like shit, yo. even though I am a piece of shit. Yo.
And I ain't gonna lie, that was tough. That fuck you too.
Yeah.
My boy, my dad Destin was like, yeah.
He was ready, yo. Niggas forget the Starks literally came to die. They brought old niggas that were ready to end it, yo. That's why Daemon had, yo, take your gray beards up over the walls and don't die until you open the gates. And he was like, okay, open the gates, then die. Got it.
Yeah. But we know, but right now, early in the season, we know Tumbleton is going to be ran by you. If you know that story, I'm not going to spoil it. And off because they took over the city after they burned the shit to the ground. But they took over the city. You, as y'all saw at the end of the show, he was looking for his wife, and Daemon. You keep seeing Daemon looking like, why the fuck is he still here? What the fuck? Daemon like, I got smoked to you, but why are you here too? What the?
He was like, this nigga's supposed to be guarding King's Landing. Why is he here?
Yo, like, what if Aegon or Aemon come back and no dragon is here? It's just Baylor by itself. You left it by herself, dog. Against
he's like, yo, he's like, aren't you supposed to be guarding King's Landing with my daughter? And he's like, yo, I'm trying to find my bitch.
And then she passes, and then she dies. She cried in this scene, and if it lead to, we're gonna have an interesting first two episodes. Maybe just the first one. Maybe it's just the first episode, but it's gonna be real interesting because if y'all know
they have been changing shit, and like
I don't think you gonna change.
Honestly, here's the thing: I don't know if Hugh is going to. Does Hugh end up blaming them for this in this regard?
I think he's gonna go with. I think he ain't gonna blame them per se, but I think he's gonna be like. I think he's gonna be like, for all of them, and I'm just gonna run this kingdom. I got a dragon and shit. We're off. Damn, I spoiled it. Probably. But y'all can just kind of tell in a way. They kind of
because, like I said, with the way they've changed,
Darren gone and Ormond gone, so they have no leader.
Wait, when did Darren die? I didn't see Darren die.
They insinuated that shit fell on him.
I was gonna say because the only
body they didn't say he died, but they insinuated where he was. Remember the place where he was? That shit fell.
And we didn't see Tessarion either. Like. And the last time you gotta think, the last time we saw,
might still be alive, but yeah,
I would say I'm not up to believe
but I don't know
I'm not up to believe that Darren's dead. I don't think Darren's dead, but we'll see in a couple years, unfortunately. But we'll see.
They might be, but like I said, they insinuated that shit fell on when the shit fell and he yelled his name, Darren.
But.
So they insinuate about that he died, but they kind of insinuate
crazy shit going on. So it's hard to say.
Yeah. But I still don't see where he fit because, like I said, often you gonna run this shit. So Ormond's gone. So I'm like, who?
But we also know that we've seen so many changes from the book. So like, I don't feel like I know what's happening. I mean, I know. Like, there's certain stuff we know they're not going to be able to avoid. Battle of the God's Eye, fucking Aegon's return to fucking King's Landing. There's certain stuff that's unavoidable, but there's other stuff that I'm not so sure how it's going to play out because of how different it has been.
I got to see how they do with Adam too, because that led to something that leads to another big scenario that.
I was gonna say because he's allegedly supposed to be a side swapper as well. I'm pretty sure all the dragon seeds switch up in the books, anyways.
Was he? Or was he like?
Everybody except for Nettles, and Nettles doesn't exist.
Was Adam, or was he just like kind of kicked out?
Well, Adam was a dragon seed, but he didn't get it. He was a dragon seed only in the fact that he had Targaryen blood. He didn't actually get Alan, anyways. But I think Adam did. Switch sides in the book.
I thought he was like kicked out though, because you accused all.
I don't know.
Well, I'm spoiled. I don't want to spoil. I'm gonna spoil, but still.
I would say, but like I said, it's hard for us to tell though because in the end, stuff has changed. It's not. There was no way this was going to be one for one.
I'm gonna be honest, Daryl. I have no clue how she can survive this, because I'm already seeing that she's gonna be. The dark, and they gotta get rid of her once she go there. You cannot let her live.
Yeah, it'll be. But you know what? Honestly, I was sort of thinking the same thing. Depending on depending on how they play this out, what if Rhaenyra did survive?
No, I don't think she can, bro.
I don't think she can. I mean, at the beginning, I would say I don't think she can, but we have seen enough changes throughout this show that, like, I don't know.
I think
I don't
think that the thing. Also, I think
I'm not sold. I'm not sold on that by any means, but I don't think it would surprise me either if they were just like give you like the little hint that she made it out.
I think that
unless they just go full bore. I don't know if they're just going to go full bore and have her get fucking ate by a dragon in front of everybody, or maybe they will.
Yeah, but I was like,
but
spoilers by the way. We said but
yeah.
I
mean, we don't know if
I think that's too significant.
The book, so
I think it's too significant. That's one of the points you said was too significant. I think she has to pass. Especially since
the only thing I'm certain of is that we're going to get the Battle at the God's Eye next season. And it's going to be the gnarliest dragon fight ever, or it better be.
You got the prophecy. I think she got to go, bro. You got the prophecy from the woven image.
But that's the thing. That never happened. Her telling the prophecy never fucking happened. You got to think, in the books anyways, if we're talking mainline Game of Thrones, we don't even know about this fucking prophecy yet. As far as the books go, that shit ain't been in no fucking...
I can see Daemon surviving, though, and that's different from the book. I can see that.
I don't know.
I think Daemon has a much better sense of surviving than Rhaenyra.
In the book. You're not going to tell me this nigga survives jumping from dragon to dragon, stabbing a nigga and falling out of the sky. You ain't finna tell me he survived that shit.
I think more people can see Rhaenyra get ate by a dragon and see it as small folk than they will see Daemon fighting Aemon on dragon height. More people are able to see her actually get ate in King's Landing.
But nigga, that was one of the big things. Niggas saw him jump from fucking Caraxe's saddle and stab that nigga on Vhagar.
Well, and then we common folks get to see her get ate by a dragon in King's Landing.
Yeah.
I can see Daemon's. I don't think neither one of them.
But you got to remember, the Battle at the God's Eye was an actual battle too. Like it was an army fight. It wasn't just these niggas on some Highlander dragon type shit.
But listen, Rhaenyra, people saw her get ate. Nobody knows. They never said what happened to Daemon in the book.
But they never found anybody, or did they find? Did they find Aemon's body and not? Yeah, they found Aemon's body, but not Daemon's. But I don't know.
You think Rhaenyra? I can see Rhaenyra changing her name to Nettles after the Rhaenyra treaty. That'd be an interesting way to change it.
Yeah, maybe.
But then it's weird because Nettles is supposed to be fighting with her unless they make Adam fight with him instead.
Well, they're gonna have to. The cannibal will come in next season since we did. If they keep the cannibal, maybe they just leave the cannibal out of this, which I would be a little sad about. But like,
has the cannibal been mentioned though?
No, they haven't even mentioned the cannibal yet. I don't believe so. Anyways,
I was trying to think in the early seasons. Y'all can let us know in the comments. Did they mention him? But I think Rhaenyra would change her name to Nettles or something. I don't know, but probably if they do that at all. But yo, like I talked about this earlier. Gwaine and Ormond were amazing in this story. They sucked in the book.
They did, but you got to do that when you're putting these characters together like that. Like you can't just let them be these mad characters. I think it'd be a little late to the game, sir, for Nettles to show up at the end.
Yeah, that'd be very awkward to show up. And then Rhaenyra already got her dragon. So
Stealer's rider in the books originally. Nettles was the one who rode Sheep Stealer.
Yeah, I think Rhaenyra can still be.
Never forget, in the book, Rhaenyra actually did end up going to Pentos with the other children. She didn't sneak away and stay behind.
Yeah, which could be the reason the name. They can make it the reason her name changed to Nettles and why they call it Nettles, because people don't really know her. You gotta remember, common folks don't know that Rhaenyra is the shit.
Remember, Lady Aaron already made the illusion. They were like, "Oh, the girl." That they talk of a girl who rides the dragons and sleeps in the nettles.
Yeah, So like the people don't know Rhaenyra is the one riding the dragon. The regular people don't. So I can see why they would make two different characters be the same person.
Yeah.
No, if he rescue her, he gonna kill some shit. He ain't finna just
Look, that would be very cool. But like
that's 100% Matt Smith place to make him a hero. And I don't think that.
Yeah, shout out to Matt Smith though. One of the best, bro. Any nigga that can play Doctor Who is just gonna be a good actor. But I am intrigued to see. I am sad of the wait time we'll probably have for season 4. But I am intrigued to see where it goes because this was a good season.
I had problems. I had a few problems with it. I did, but I'm not gonna lie. But it was still good.
I mean, yeah. But no one's ever going to be 100% happy with anything in this world.
I do agree with most of y'all when y'all say Alicent and Rhaenyra had the same conversation repeatedly over the season. That's because they were filling time, and I do feel that. With my daughter Helaena, what we gonna do together? You will sit here. I'm like, all right. we had this last episode. That's why I was kind of hoping they'd be still trying to find their way around in the back so they don't have this conversation repeatedly. But they end up having. Yeah, I can see that too. Like I can see Daemon surviving Rhaenyra. I don't think it fits the story for the survive.
Well, with Daemon's death being very ambiguous in the books, there's always a chance that they could have him survive in the end, considering they did not find his body in the end after the Battle of the God's Eye. Or the battle at the God's Eye.
Yeah. But I don't like Alicent.
Rhaenyra surviving would be wild.
Yeah, that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's like important to the overall story arc.
I was gonna say her getting 8 in the square is sort of the ending of it.
Yeah, it led to we spoilers again.
House of the Dragons is the story of the Dance of the Dragons, which is how why the Targaryens don't have dragons come the start of Game of Thrones.
And that's also important to Aegon the Dragonbane, which is Rhaenyra's youngest son, ending dragons, basically. Which I'm like, so she don't die, you kind of makes it kind of weird.
Yeah, because Caraxes is not Caraxes. Cyrax is the last dragon left, and it ends up being he ends up putting the last dragon to death after it kills his mother, something along those lines. And that's why the Targaryens don't have dragons going into Game of Thrones. Why they don't have dragons during the Hedge Knight or A Tale of the Seven Kingdoms, whatever you want to call it. The story of Dunk and Egg.
Yeah, but you don't see him. But yeah, it's Aegon the Dragonbane, Rhaenyra's youngest son that she sent overseas. So it's that's why he's named it. So her not dying wouldn't make sense for him to do what he did.
Yeah, there would be no reason for him to exterminate the dragons and for them to not have dragons going forward. So yeah, Rhaenyra surviving would be kind of, I don't know. It fucks up the timeline, but like, does the timeline really matter? I guess
they try to somewhat keep, even though they did. Me and Moonbeam talked about the other day. Game of Thrones did eliminate Jaehaerys II. They did eliminate him from the whole thing, basically making Egg the Mad King's father instead of grandfather.
Well, no, Maelor.
They made Jaehaerys his brother in the show.
Yeah. You're talking about.
But in the book, he's his dad. Jaehaerys II is his dad in the book. In the show, he's his brother. Which me and Moonbeam found out. Well, I read it, but I forgot Jaehaerys II even existed. I ain't gonna lie. They don't talk about it.
Well, Jaehaerys II was good King Jaehaerys was the Viserys's father.
No, we're talking about the second. We're talking about the second.
Okay.
The one that's the grandson of what's his name. So it leads into the second king eggs.
Yeah, because Viserys was the king that came after the first. Jaehaerys.
So on the show,
and Jaehaerys was Aegon the Conqueror's grandson, I do believe.
Yeah. So in the story, Egg in the story, what's his name is Jaehaerys's father in both of them. But then In the book, they also made the Mad King his brother, but I mean his son. But in the show, that's his brother. That's Jaehaerys II just made peace deals and that's it, and then died right away at 36 years old. So
wait, so they made. Hold on, so they made Aerys, which is the Mad King in Game of Thrones. They made him
Jaehaerys' second
brother.
Yeah,
that's so weird.
In the book, he's his father.
Okay, I would say
Egg is his grandfather.
Because that fucks up the timeline to where fucking.
It's like Egg is. Me and Moonbeam were looking it up and talking about it because I was like, yeah, Egg is the Mad King's father, I thought, but then that's the show. He's in the book, he's his grandfather. It throws me off because they changed it to him, but yeah, I don't think that. I don't think Daemon Daemon has to be hurt and hiding because he hurt in some weird situation and leads to something else. Rhaenyra, she never given up that kingdom by herself. She will never do that. So she got to pass. I'm sorry. Leno ran away because he never wanted that shit. Rhaenyra and Daemon like power, so they would have came back and fought 10 years later. Well, I guess if they made the son, that she wouldn't, but still, it ain't gonna be the same. Like I said,
I'm thinking, how do you fake getting ate by a dragon in the town square, brother?
That's what I'm saying. People saw that, so I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen.
Like it's hard. Look,
even though
fake a lot of deaths, but I don't know if you can fake. I don't know if you can fake a dragon eating you in front of everybody.
But technically, they did change Malar getting ripped out of her mama's womb. So so I guess you could figure. But that don't have impact on the show because Helena's dead anyway.
That's the one. That's the one King's Reign I really do want to see. I want to see Maegor the Cruel, like, because you got to think he was like that first wave of actual like sons of Aegon the Conqueror. You know what I mean? Because Maegor the Cruel was Aegon's son by Visenya, which is the sister that rode Vhagar, which is Daemon uses her Valyrian steel sword, Dark Sister. And I would like to see the reign of Maegor the Cruel, but I don't think we're gonna get that. Like if we're doing the movie about, since they're doing the movie about Aegon and the conquest and all that, like we might get to see a baby Maegor, but I don't think we'll actually get to see Maegor reign.
No, I think they ended. I think it's too important to end her. The whole show about her. I can see it though, but I'll probably hate it too if they did. If they did come away, I think most people hate it. I think it.
Yeah, if Rhaenyra was to survive, it would sort of, it'd leave a bad taste.
But like I said, Laenor is not really important, so that's why. So I could see it, but yeah. And if Daemon found that dragon, he is gonna be in no place to run in the King Landing and save her, because he's gonna fall off the dragon.
Yeah.
But I can see it, but I think most people hate it.
Because like, there's no, like I said, one thing that we're getting regardless is the Battle of the God's Eye. We will see Caraxes versus fucking Vhagar, Aemon versus Daemon. Like, we're gonna get that, and I just don't see there being a possible way, even if Daemon survived the Battle of the God's Eye, ain't no way for him to make it to fucking Rhaenyra in time to save her, because Caraxes is gonna die in that fight.
Yeah, he's 100%.
So like he doesn't have a dragon to get to her in time, and plus he just fell out of the sky hundreds of feet. If he is somehow alive after that.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that fight. It's gonna be epic.
Yeah, Daemon versus the Battle of the Gods. The Battle of the Gods is gonna be nasty, yo.
Yeah, but the show before we get out of here, the shows we got is the Aegon's Conquest. We're supposed to be out next year, I think. We got the Sea Snake, the Nine Voyage, Corlys. We talked about early Corlys, so they got a show based on that. 10,000 Ships, Princess Nymeris Journey. That's still going, and then the Golden Empire
which is how Dorne becomes a thing.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. So you got Princess Nymeria, Corlys, so a bunch of sea shows. Then you got the Golden Empire animated. It's gonna be an animated show. Focus on Yee. So you got some a bunch of Game of Thrones stuff. So I think it'll probably be 2 years. before they do that. But
yeah,
they are filming the Knights of the Seven Kingdoms second season. We will review it this time because the first season was actually good. But
well, then
I was not interested in it because the book was boring, but the show, shout out to them.
I was gonna say the Hedge Knight's an ad book,
but the show did its job, so shout out to that.
For
anything else before we get out of here?
I'll end up watching it. No, just I think this was I think I understand people's complaints about this season, but for me personally, I thought this was a really well produced season. I think everything looked good for the most part. The story, even with the changes they made, the story still made sense. There weren't a bunch of nonsensical plot holes that are just going to pop up out of nowhere. So, all in all, scale of 1 to 10, I give this season a solid 8.
I give about a 7.5. It was really good.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. But it was a solid season. I think people hate it. Isn't I know people compare it to the other shows. It's not that. It's fine.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Like it's not. It's fine. But remember, Afro, where can they find you?
You can find me at AfroCopy765 on all platforms. You can catch me Mondays on. Well, dang. Now, I was going to say Mondays for House of the Dragon reviews. No, my Mondays will be free for the most part after this, although you can come to the Friday Night Your Discord and watch Raw with us and all the wrestling events that we do watch during the week. Tuesdays, you can catch me on Friday Night Your for the Raw recap and review. Wednesdays, you can catch me on the Blurred Cartels Roundtable doing Top 10 Anything. Thursdays, you can catch me on Casual Conversations, where I casually conversate with Zelmay and the lovely Miss Moonbeam when she decides to join us. Fridays for Friday Night Your, come join the Discord, come watch SmackDown with us, and then we do the reviews on Saturday. Tomorrow, we will be doing Friday Night Your WWE draft, and we're going to draft from all three shows, all three brands, the main roster, so Raw, SmackDown, AAA, and NXT. But yeah, basically, you can find me at a bunch of different on a bunch of different shows on a bunch of different channels. If you want the list right in front of you, you can go to overall99media.org. All the links are there. Click the affiliate links. Click my picture. It'll take you to all the channels that I'm on. All that jazz. You know the vibe. Something flagrant. Something inflammatory.
Yeah, overall99media.org. It's all my channels. I'm CEO. As y'all see, the sign, it's hard to beat a person who never gives up. So remember to keep stomping. Something amazing
will happen.
Peace.
Turn the cameras on, hit the mics, let's go. From a couch to a cosmos, watch us steal the show.